Alright guys, what's up and welcome to today's video. So as always we start at the first section where you select your augment, and as you can see this was recorded before the latest patch, but it doesn't matter because this video should be a general guide on how to play reroll comps, so it's not patch specific. So anyway, we don't want to use the bruiser emblem here because it's just too inflexible, and the trade sector is also kind of good, but I wanted to try out the not the trade sector, I wanted to try out the scrapyard because it sounded really good to me as a first augment. There are a lot of cheap scrap units, and so you will be able to put it in relatively quickly, and this should gain a lot of value. So right here we already have our scrap units. We actually already have 3 scrap units, and I also wanted to show you the latest minion round because we got the Heimer and the Zillion, so we also have 3 innovators, which made this choice here kind of difficult. I wasn't even sure what to sell and what to put in because I wanted to run the scrap, but I also want to run the 3 innovators. So I end up not leveling because I don't want to sell any of these units. I don't want to sell the innovators, the Heimer, Zillion and the Singed, but I also don't want to sell my scrap units. I want to keep the Ziggs, I want to keep the Blitz, so I just buy the Poppy, and yeah, I chill for now and let this round play out. And kinda unsurprisingly we lost because we didn't level and put anything in. But we do it now, so we get stronger from here. Okay, so at level 4 we can put in the 3 innovators and the 2 scrap, and that gives us the mechanical scarab and also our scrap bonus, which should give us our first item next round already. And I didn't calculate how many items you get, but I mean we put this in the very first fight, so it should be a lot of items. We still take a bad loss here, but it's okay. We are kind of loose streaking with innovators, kind of weird, but we are making items, and so it should be okay in the long run. Right, so this guy also has the same augment as I do and runs Poppy 2 as his front line instead of the innovators, so this fight is kind of close, and looks like we actually win it with this Ziggs bomb here. Oh, misses the Ezreal, but I think he casts again, and yeah, we win this round. So we sell the Blitz and the Poppy to make 10 gold. Right, so we're here again after the carousel, and we get our first item from scrap. And I also took a Negatron from carousel because I was already thinking about playing Trundle reroll, which was good last patch, and I think it's still alright this patch. But yeah, that already shows you that if you want to play a reroll comp, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to run these units from the first round. Basically, you don't have to have only your reroll units from the beginning, or you're never gonna hit. Sometimes you just gotta play, or I mean that's generally true really, you just gotta play what you get and find your comp units later or whenever they pass by, and they don't cost you too much econ. Well, that being said, there are also people who like to play open fort reroll, so they really only pick up the units that they need for their comp, and they just lose so much HP only holding the units that they need. That's not really my style. I mean, you can do it. You can only buy your comp units and ignore everything else and lose a lot of HP. And maybe save up more money that way because you only play the gems that will be in your team the whole game, basically. That saves you money. But I don't like it. So we played innovators, but now we got the Trundle and the Vi, so we picked them up, and it's time to play Trundle now. We don't have a lot of synergies for him yet, so he doesn't do that much for now, but I think the innovators and the Trundle are okay, and they can kill some units, and that's all I'm really after, really. So I want to preserve HP, kill as many units as I can with my team, and make it to 6 as quickly as possible so I can start rerolling. Okay, so we got this planning phase right here. We get the Y2, and that's the signal for me to put out the innovators because Y2 is really strong in the early game. And so I put them out, and yeah, this little fast forward here because I was thinking what I want to do. And I end up buying the Warwick and put him in over Singed. Singed doesn't give us any synergies right now, and I think Warwick is just a better unit. Plus, it doesn't cost us econ to play him right now, so we put him in. Okay, so this is kind of the phase where I'm transitioning from my initial comp, which I used until I found my units. And yeah, you're probably gonna lose a little bit of HP here, and maybe sometimes it's better to do this only when you have all your units at level 6 when you want to reroll, but I did it earlier here because my team without my actual carry wasn't really that much stronger. I think the innovators didn't do more than the Trundle, so yeah, I transitioned a little early. Just a little quick side note, as I see the Samira and the Swain in shop here, so this is probably clear, but just to make sure, if you're playing reroll, you're usually playing a 2-cost or 3-cost champ as your main carry, and you want to reroll at level 6 for 2 costs and at level 7 for 3 costs, just because you got the highest chance at these levels. Right, so here we are at the second augment choice, and I'm looking for Enforcer if I want to put any other Enforcer unit in later. And Ascension is not really interesting because as a second augment I think it's too late. The fights won't last that long. But I think the 2 Enforcer is not that important, so we took the Celestial Blessing. I think it's flexible and it's good. We want to make a Bloodthirster later anyway on Trundle, and yeah, we're just gonna have additional healing, which is always nice, so we take that one. And we also didn't level here because we are at 52 gold, and I wanna... Usually you wanna level here if you're not playing a reroll comp, just to get stronger earlier, but I'm on a 4-game lose streak anyway, and I wanna have as much gold as possible at 6, and I don't think going 6 here would make me that much stronger. So I wait. Alright, so we got another Negatron from Carousel, and luckily it was on a 4-cost unit, so we get even some extra gold, and go 6 here and start rolling a little bit, see what we can find, and luckily we find the Trundle 2 that should stabilize us a little, and we also have the 4 scrap now, and our items look pretty good. We can make the BT on Trundle, we can make the Frozen Heart, and scout out the enemies a little bit, especially since we have the Echo now. And yeah, you wanna position him on the same side as the other carries, so the Frozen Heart can do its work. And you also usually don't want your Trundle well, directly opposite to the enemy carry, because it's a Trundle 2, so it could still get one shot, and I'm a little bit careful with that. Alright, so we win a round here, and actually already the second round, and yeah, it looks like Trundle's doing things. And here goes our next scrap item. We get a tier, and that should be a redemption for Vi. Pretty good support item. I think Vi in this comp is only a tank basically. She can tank damage and she gives bruiser to my man Trundle here, and so the redemption is also good for support. Oh yeah, and this situation here with Leona and Zac. Leona would have given me the bodyguard, but only to her and the blitz, so I thought it's not that important that I want to lose econ for it. Pretty difficult decision, and I would say most people, or probably most lower elo people, would put it in and just lose a gold for it, but I think it's just not worth it, and it doesn't really make me that much stronger. And I want to have as much gold as possible, because if I don't hit my 3-star carry in this comp, then I'll probably lose the game. So save up as much as you can, and sometimes you have to make decisions like that. Okay, so I left this little roll down in here. So first we get the Taric, and we want to check out where the Socialite hex is to make a decision if you want to run it later, and it's in the second row, so I might do it. I just want to see where it is. And other than that, I pick up the second Echo and the Janna. Yeah, after minion rounds we rolled down a little bit more, and we got so many V's that I'm kind of thinking I want to keep rolling and hope to find her. Usually you would stop here, But I want to dig a little deeper and probably not gonna play Jenna later anyway. And we hit the Y 3-star here on the last roll, above 50, which was really nice, really lucky. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta hit. But we're still only at Trundle 2 and we haven't found any other copy of him. And he's way more important than Y, so it's not a free win from here on out. We still gotta hit, yeah, 6 other Trundles. But the Y3 is definitely gonna help us get there easier, and we also made the Morello an Echo. It's a good item on him, he hits a lot of people, and yeah, as you can see we are still lost around to this Katarina player here, so we are definitely not in the clear with this Y. But we find 2 more Trundles here, so it's looking kinda good, but we are only at 41 HP, so you gotta keep that in mind. If we lose too many rounds, and 41 is not that much, we can die in like 3 to 4 rounds easily if we lose everything really badly, so it's not that easy of a spot to win here. Okay, so this next fight looks pretty close. It's not a Katarina player, but we win by 3 units, so it's good to see that we seem to be alright. We are a couple places up now, and we managed to find another Trundle, which puts us at 6 Trundles, and yeah, we are closer to our goal. And I also pick up the Zags. Not sure if I want to make Zag free, and that's really a good point to talk about priority. So you definitely need your carry, and in most reroll comps you also need 1 or 2 other units at 3-star, otherwise you're just gonna be too weak. And I think in this comp it's definitely Y, because you also have the highest chance to hit her, because you reroll at 6, and that makes you have the highest chance for other 2 costs, not necessarily 3 cost units, such as Echo and Zag. Okay, I will tell you about priority after this one, because we have a really important roll down here. So I rolled down a little bit, I'm at 34 HP, which is like 2 or 3 lives, so I think it's time to roll. And also, this is the crucial point, I hit the 7th Trundle, and the 7th Trundle, or the 7th copy of your carry, really for me is the sign to roll down more. So we got extremely lucky the next roll to get both Trundles, but if I hadn't hit them there, I would keep rolling. If you have 7 copies, that's at least my benchmark, then I keep rolling until I hit the 3-star. I roll down to 10 gold. I usually want to stop at 10 gold, because otherwise you're never gonna recover financially from this, if you know what I mean. But yeah, definitely roll down to 10 gold, hit your carry, and you can save up after that. Okay, so for our final augment, relatively easy choice here. It's really Celestial Blessing or Knife's Edge. And what I do here is I want to scout how many people have Sunfire or Morello, because I don't want to go all in on healing if too many people have healing reduction. And I see a couple Sunfires, couple Morellos, so I just take the Knife's Edge and give me that damage bonus. Right, so my comp is pretty much done. I have my carries and everything. And yeah, you just want to slowly level now, and push levels, catch up with the others, and I should be strong enough to win most fights from now. And yes, so we can talk about priority now. What I wanted to say is that a lot of people tend to keep rolling after they hit their carries, which is really bad. Especially, I mean, you wouldn't probably want to roll at 6 for Echo and Zag anyway, but some people do, and even if you go 7 and then they keep rolling because they want to hit more guys on 3-star. I mean, it probably feels nice to have a lot of 3-stars and it looks cool and everything, but we are so far away from hitting that. We would roll for the rest of the game and we would never ever go beyond level 7. And even if we hit, it doesn't make us that much stronger, and it's just better to push levels after you have your carries. Okay, so we fight the Katarina reroller here again. You can see he has 8 copies of Katarina and he's at 0 gold, so he also rolled down. But he didn't hit because there is at least one other Katarina player, but it should be fine for him. He's also healthy and he only needs 1 more copy, and he also has a lot of Shakos. yeah, but for us, we just keep slow leveling and yeah, not really much to do. Just look at the fights, keep pushing levels, stay above 50 gold, and if you lose then maybe you have to level earlier, but looks good for us. We even beat this Yoni player here who almost dies, actually. That would have been sad for him. But what we want to do here is we want to level now, just because we are on a pretty good win streak and I don't really want to lose right now, so I level and roll down a little bit to find something strong to put in. Right, and this strong thing to put in is first of all this Jinx. It keeps us at 4 scrap, and with the Jeweled Gauntlet I think she can do a lot of work. And yeah, we don't really hit much else here. We want to put in the 4 bruises, but I didn't find any. Okay, so this Innovator guy here looks pretty strong with the Seraphine, not gonna lie. But I'm just gonna play this in the background and try to talk more about the reroll comp. So I wanna basically hit something to put in, and I buy this Braum here because I mean he CCs and it gives us the bodyguard, which is fine. Ideally, yeah, I want to find 4 bruises, but other than that, I'd probably rush 9 whenever I get the 4 bruises. Which would have been right here with Dr. Mundo, and this roll down is kind of hard to watch, and I apologize for that. I didn't see it, and I put the Braum here, and I keep rolling because I really want to find the 4 bruises. And there's Ilaoi in the last shop, but it was too late. Don't worry, I will see it at the end of this fight, but I skipped the Mundo, and yeah, I should have definitely bought him and put him in and stopped rolling from there on out. Then I wouldn't have the Braum too, but yeah, that would have been the correct play. I just didn't see it. So we fight this Katarina player. Yeah, we're strong enough anyway. He only has Katarina 2, and we have our carries 3-star, and yeah. We put in the 4 bruises now, and well, from here on it's time to go 9. Not really anything to hit left. I mean, we could put in a better bruiser, but it's not worth rolling for that. Just save up and see if you can go 9. If you start out bleeding out too much, and then you want to roll obviously, and try to find Tam Kench would be best. Dr. Mundo was already better. But yeah, looks like we clap the other Katarina guy too. He still hasn't found his Cat 3. So yeah, that's pretty good for us. Okay, from this carousel we actually got a Chemtech emblem, so we put that on Jinx. And we wanna play 3 Chemtechs if possible, and I mean for a moment I considered to put in Urgot here for Twin Shot and Chemtech, which seems appealing, and I think some people would put it in here just because they sometimes overvalue the traits. But you would never ever want to take out a Braum 2 here just to get these synergies. Free Chemtech is not that important, and I mean we also get it here with Mundo. But yeah, the free Chemtech doesn't do that much, and the Twin Shot on Jinx with crit build is not that amazing. Also, it's Jinx 1. So yeah, you don't want to do that. If you have a 2-star 4-cost like Braum, that adds a lot of frontline, and you need frontline because I'm basically just buying time for Trundle with the rest of my team, with a slight hope that Jinx can do something, but mainly it's Trundle, and you want to support Trundle with everything you got, and that includes a strong frontline. Okay, so I didn't put the Mundo here again. Yeah, this gotta be a little bit hard to watch. I mean, it is for me. I don't know how it is for you, but probably also hard to watch. Could have put it in here over Ilaoi again and even sell the Urgot. I think I kept the Urgot for 9 maybe, but yeah, not really the unit I want to put in. Now I put in the Mundo, finally. Oh my god. That was really unsatisfying, but now it's in, and we have the free Chemtech, which is kind of nice. It helps a little bit, and what we want to do is we still have this Katarina player, so I want to have 1 unit in the back here to kind of block the assassins, and yeah, just to swap out the Trundle and the Vi, swap them around, and have the Zeeks in the middle. Yeah, so Vi got Zephyr here, that's why I'm swapping around, so it's not Trundle. And that's pretty much the only thing I gotta look out for. Yeah, 50 gold, and we should be able to go 9 like next round or in 2 rounds, depending how they go. And yeah, so the guy hit his Katarina free, but we clap him anyway, so that's nice. And they are both at 1 life, so it's pretty free from here. Basically, I just want to optimize my comp for the last couple of rounds so that nobody gets an attempt to get stronger. So I put the Yumi in here, which is a great support unit, really good for Trundle, and Tamkench is probably better than Mundo here. As I said earlier, the free cam tag doesn't really do that much. And Tamkench can buy a lot of time. He can eat someone and buy time for Trundle, and you see we are now at 9, which is the correct play. Yeah, a lot of people struggle with that, I think. That they play a reroll comp and they roll at 6 or 7 and they just keep rolling and want to freestar everything. But I think it's important that you focus on leveling after you've hit your carries, so you can keep up with the strength of the other people. If you stay 6 or 7 the entire game, there will be people at 8, people at 9, and yeah, you will just bleed out. Okay, yeah. Still see a little move here to put the Urgot in. It's what I've considered earlier, but it's not worth. It's definitely worse. The Braum here, I think he's actually really useful. Provides a lot of CC. Not usually in this comp, but I got it at 2-star and I want to keep playing it. Yeah, just make a Shojin on Tamkench so he can eat somebody earlier, and we face the Katarina player here one last time, and you can guess how this fight is gonna end. And yeah, I'm gonna shut up for now, and thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.